This guy swiped on Tinder 2 million times and only got one date. This story has been going viral. Let's talk about what went wrong. He actually posted his stats. So he's got 2 million swipes. Of those 2 million swipes, he only swiped left 38,000 times. His stats even say that he swipes right on 98% of profiles, whereas the average guy only swipes right on 40% of profiles. Interestingly, women only swipe right on 7% of the profiles they see. Now, if you know anything about dating app algorithms whatsoever, you know that death swiping on every single profile is absolutely gonna kill your score in the algorithm. So it's definitely not a recommended strategy. And when you pair that up with a horrible profile like this guy has, you're gonna see some tremendously bad results. Of those 2 million right swipes, he only got 2,000 matches. What percentage is that? Let me do some math here. How many zeros are in a million? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a 0.1% match rate. This might be one of the worst match rates I've ever seen, and I've coached thousands of men around the world. To put that into context, as a professional online dating coach, I have 157,000 swipes, 40,000 right swipes, and of those 40,000 right swipes, I have 10,000 matches. So that's a 25% match rate compared to his 0.1% match rate. So yeah, he is not doing very well here. Of those matches, he chatted with 1,200, so just over half of them. And of those 1,269 chats, he actually went on one date. As much as I want to feel bad for the guy, I actually feel worse for the woman who went on a date with him, because let's take a look at his profile. So in his first photo, you can basically see that the guy doesn't put a lot of effort into his looks. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just going to be absolutely real with the way that women perceive these photos. He carries a lot of excess weight in his cheeks, around his jawline, and I actually photoshopped his face to see what it would look like if he went on a 6-month fitness plan. And as you can see, he looks tremendously more attractive if he were to just stick to a clean diet and exercise 5 times a week. But this is where the profile really starts to unravel. He's starting to show his personality, which basically includes nothing but fishing and collecting snakes. So his second photo here is him on a frozen lake with a giant fish, and his bio is by far the worst bio I've ever seen in my life. If you're not trying to go fishing, I don't want it. My idea of a vacation is going to the desert and looking for snakes for a week. I may or may not currently own 33 snakes. Bro, is that legal to have that many snakes in your house? This guy's giving off complete psychopath vibes, but let's continue down his profile because it only gets worse from here. Photo number 3 is him with a snake in his hand. I'm starting to believe that he may actually own 33 snakes based on this third photo. Again, no effort into the outfit at all here, just pretty bad fashion. And in the first 2 photos, he was hiding his hairline with the hat, but now we actually get a semi-hairline reveal. His hairline is still cut off in the top of the photo, which is a big mistake. But we can start to see that he's got a bit of a balding issue, which, look, a lot of guys go through, but at some point, you just gotta let it go and rock the bald dad look. There's nothing wrong with it, and actually a lot of women find it tremendously sexy. All right, photo number 4, just him out fishing with some thick frame glasses, a hat, and just like the lowest effort outfit that you could possibly put together. Photo number 5, just him and his buddy kind of like creepily looking at the camera, kind of like some serial killer smiles here. I like that he's including the fact that he has friends, but if you want to show social proof on your profile properly, get these photos outside of the workplace. Now, in his job description, it says equipment operator at Don't Worry About It. He might think this is kind of like a funny joke, but it kind of just gives off I don't give a crap vibes, but not in a cool way, just in a pretentious nerd kind of way, which is a really common mistake that guys make. Just when you thought the fishing photos were done, he busts out yet another fishing photo, basically showing women that he has no personality outside of fishing. And it's kind of like a joked about meme at this point, that if women see a fish pic, they're gonna swipe left. This guy decided to take the one thing women find unattractive out of all other hobbies and made it his entire dating profile. So pretty horrible strategy here from Hayden. Last photo is probably the worst photo, not because it's yet another fish photo, not because it shows off the hairline that he's just gotta let go, but because of what's written on his sweater. Sit ya ass on my face. Hayden, I'm telling you right now, not a single woman on earth will ever sit her ass on your face with this profile, bro. And look, you might think I'm going way too hard on this guy, but I don't want to tell him what he wants to hear. I want to tell him what he needs to hear. And for a lot of you guys watching, you need to hear this as well. The fact is, almost half of couples in 2025 meet on these apps. So they're not hopeless, but if you don't put in any effort at all, you won't ever meet your girlfriend on Tinder, Bumble, or Hinge. My client Michael was going through a similar situation to Hayden. He was swiping endlessly, not really getting any matches, so we took him on for a profile makeover. As a result, he leveled up as a man. He shaved his head and found a look that actually worked for him, which if Hayden did, by the way, he would look significantly more attractive as well. I love photoshopping these guys and just seeing how they'd actually look if they put in a bit of effort. And his photos turned out tremendously. Rather than just filling his profile with low quality selfies and fishing photos, we showed Michael's lifestyle in a way that women would see it and want to be a part of it. And that's the biggest differentiator between guys like Hayden and guys like Michael. Michael realized that the world didn't owe him love just because he put himself out there. And to find top tier women and actually get results in modern dating, you do have to put your ego aside, put in a little bit of work, and accept that sometimes you just need help, and there's nothing wrong with that. So with that, I want to end the video by telling Hayden directly, if you're watching the video, bro, I want to give you a free profile makeover, but you have to put your ego aside, bro. And you got to be willing to take a week off the lake, set your 33 snakes free into the jungle, and actually be willing to change. Because I can tell you confidently, I've helped thousands of guys do this. If you are willing to change, are willing to put your ego aside and put in the work, you could easily find dates, hookups, and love on dating apps like Tinder. If you guys are watching this and you want a profile makeover, click the link down in the description of this video. Happy to help you out. And remember, kings, if you don't love yourself, you can't expect women to love you back.